nervous. You don't care about me, do you? No one cares about you.
Mate.
Oh, put your headphones on, Jim.
It's so bossy as well, isn't it?
Oh, look at this.
You got to do this.
Hang on.
I'm
Which way round
I'm
did they
just
go?
loving it.
R goes on your right ear, L goes on your left ear.
It's getting better and better. This is just amazing.
I've got mic stands in the way of you.
Yeah, that's all right. It's probably for the best.
I reckon you're right.
Yeah. So, look, Adam, are we going? Jim,
Go on.
Jim, can you not vape? Please?
Yes, I can.
I don't want vaping in the room. I'm a chronic asthmatic.
Oh, you're a chronic whinger.
No vaping, please.
I'll go outside
What?
for the hour.
Have you not got a vape patch or something? Can you not put a vape patch on or some chewing vape? have they not got vape?
You just
vape gum?
found a corner in the market.
I was going to say, you heard it here first.
Chewing
Get some
vape.
chewing vape
I've got to
just to get you in between vapes.
A chewing vape,
As much as I
love
don't
it.
want to
It's
see your
delicious.
face.
You can get Mr. Pancake Man flavoured chewing vape. What's your flavour? What's your vape flavour?
Tobacco.
Tobacco flavour.
Honestly, young people, they look at you, they come up and go, "Oh, what flavour you got, man?" And you're like, "Tobacco." And they just give you this blank stare. They're like, "What the fuck have you got tobacco flavour for?"
Mate, no, look into it. It's like vinyl, isn't it?
It doesn't actually taste of anything, to be honest.
No? Well, that's probably you lost all your taste buds. They were
From the
jammed
years of
up
smoking,
with
yeah.
smoking, with tar and vape.
Yeah.
But just to take a vape suppository or something like that, I'll get you through an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, go on in. Stick it up there.
It's already in.
You have to do.
I've just got really clever cheeks.
Have you ever driven in Germany or Holland?
Yes.
It says infart everywhere.
Yes.
It makes me laugh so much.
It actually, fart in Swedish is speed.
Speed, yeah.
So they have better
fart.
signs there.
Infart, fart.
Fart control.
Farting ticket.
Yeah, oh, can you get a farting ticket?
You can. You have to control your fart.
Well, and then you have to go to a fart awareness course with different jars that make you smell and different sounds. And the trouble is, you have to pay €250.
You kept failing it on purpose so you could go back.
Mate, it's good for you. Do you know, sniffing farts is really
Am I
good for
allowed to
you.
drink?
My days.
What?
Am I allowed to drink?
What is it? Is it vape juice? You're allowed to drink water.
Tobacco tea.
Yeah, don't drink vape juice. Shall I tell you what I've been up to, actually?
Please.
On Tuesday night, me and Mr. Adam Lorca Media went and shot a music video in Romford Skate Park.
I saw the pictures.
And Adam apparently got some lights out his van. And Ricky Bowell from Slay Dougie said, "Put them away, you'll enrage Nick." Don't let Nick turn up and see those lights out, you'll enrage him. Is that a true story? He told me it was. He said, "But you don't want to see him when he's enraged." And last night we went to the Panic Awards, didn't we?
We did,
I didn't.
yes.
Well,
Well, don't panic.
yeah, don't panic.
You can
yeah.
go next year.
You can go next year. And what was amazing, we were up for the award-nominated podcast. Are You Creative was nominated for an award,
Absolutely.
which we didn't win. So well done to the Small Town Boys 80s podcast with Dave Arscott. No, what's he called? What's he called? Dave Arscott and his buddy. They did well. And Sangita actually won a... What are you laughing? Arscott. There's nothing funny about the name Arscott. Is that what you're laughing at? Mm-mm. And Sangita won the Community Spirit Award, didn't you?
I did.
Go on, tell us what it was for.
It was for my community spirit.
Wow. Yes, I can see it. It's written on the award. It says Commu, Unity, Spirit.
Oh, it's two U's.
Commu, Unity.
Or is it, say it as one word, though,
Look,
with two U's?
We can't criticise the trophy because it's been made by people with learning disabilities and they're wicked. Like every single one's like unique and it's so nice they got involved with it.
Absolutely.
And
Right, but say it as one word with two U's.
No, there's no community without you in it.
There's two U's.
Why?
Like it.
Yeah. So that was a wicked. It's so good. It's a surprise trophy, and you got to go up on stage. And Andy Paul did all the razzmatazz and some little jokes, and all the lights were flashing. And it played "I'm a Survivor" by what are they called? Beyonce and her mates, Destiny's Child, Beyonce and the other two. And yeah, it was pretty good. And you were just shocked like, all the way up. You were like, "Oh, was that me? Was there another Sangita Mitra in here?" Yeah.
Well, yes.
So that's pretty special, wasn't it?
I was very, I was shocked. It was a surprise, and I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thanks for everyone that voted for you as well. And okay, so we're back with Are You Creative podcast with the award-nominated and award-winning for another thing that wasn't podcasting podcast. Are You Creative? I am the so-called creative expert, Nick Hearn. I'm a creative director. I do silly things. And my co-host here, my award-winning co-host is...
Sangita Mitra.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. She won the award for community spirit. And we've got another guest with us.
We have.
Sir, are you from Essex? Ha. Are you from Essex?
Yes.
Are you? Born and bred?
Yes.
Really?
Unfortunately.
Where?
Chelmsford.
Good.
Oh, lovely.
Chelmsford. He's a local.
Just round the corner. I was
What
born.
postcode?
My postcode.
No. What when you were born?
I was going to say, I'm not
You
giving you my
CM2?
postcode.
You CM2? You CM1 or CM2?
I was born at St John's. That's just round there.
I can't hear you. You might have to speak up.
I don't know. I can't get these headphones on. It makes me deaf.
You're born at St John's? That's so close to here.
Yeah.
That's mad.
I feel like I've been born again coming here.
I can't hear you now because you're not on the microphone. And we're going to find out, are you creative?
Apparently.
Is that a yes or no? It's a Boolean question.
It is, yeah. I'm not a fan of the term creative, but I suppose it fits your podcast, so yes.
He's so funny. I love him. So, Sangita, I dropped some hints earlier on about him being a clown.
Okay.
What sort of area of clowning do you think he does?
Do you know what? I'm going to have to say comedy. This has got to have something to... No? Oh, my God.
No.
Go on, tell
So
us.
feel his hands. Go on, just reach
They
out
might be a bit
and touch a hand.
They're very sweaty.
Yeah. I did warn you.
They're wet and sweaty.
Do they feel rough and gnarly?
No, they're smooth.
Really? I don't think he's been working hard enough. He's not been creating hard enough.
So you must be somebody who makes things then. Yes. Okay, we're getting close.
Go on, what does he use to make things?
Plaster.
No.
Oh, pottery.
No.
Oh, I don't know then.
No. He is a...
Furniture maker. Or cabinet maker.
Wow.
Yeah, he is Chelmsford's answer to Jesus.
Carpenter.
I do other joinery and carpentry as well.
Carpentry.
He's a wood monkey.
Oh, that's amazing.
So what did you say your job? Joiner?
Cabinet maker officially. That was what I started at, but
yeah,
I do carpentry and joinery as well.
It's a weird word. It's a weird name, isn't it? Cabinet maker, because you make more than cabinets, don't you?
Exactly. People get confused. You say cabinet maker and they say, "Oh, I don't need any cabinets." You think, well, you make tables, kitchens, wardrobes. Yeah. You know, like
I want a banister maker.
Sofas sometimes. You know, like everything, bedside table, the whole lot.
So, do you design these?
Yeah.
Wow. So you actually. So if I said to you, "Oh, I need a cabinet done,"
you can have a table as well if you want.
I'm actually
Sangita, Jim. Not only will we make you a cabinet, he's a cabinet maker to the stars as well.
Are you?
He's been around all the famous peoples in Essex making cabinets.
Have you?
Well, not in Essex.
Oh, yeah, some in Essex.
I thought you did the Prodigy.
Well, I used to work for a chap. Our workshop was at Liam Howlett's house. Not
amazing,
in his
eh?
house, but on the next to it.
Yeah, next to it.
But Pete used to be mates with him, or probably still is. So we did a lot of stuff in his house.
Talking to the mic, Jim.
But that was working for other people.
Yeah, but your actual own work is much more artistic, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes.
It's nice. And Sangita, so cabinet making. If you want a table, Jim will make a cabinet, then I'll take the door and the sides off.
Just a table.
Just leave the table.
Just use the door.
Yeah. Why do they call everything cabinet making? Do you want a sofa? I'll make a cabinet. I'll take the doors off.
It's an old thing, isn't it? I think it's because it's an old trade, isn't it?
But when did it start? When did cabinets get invented? Because Jesus wasn't one, was he? They just said straight up carpenter.
They actually started as boxes.
Cabinets did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they added the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Then someone thought you could put a box inside a box, and that was the drawer.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So, and then I suppose the invention of the hinge was transformative.
The hinge would have been quite a big thing, I reckon.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
When were hinges invented?
I don't know.
You're a very good cabinet maker.
really
You don't know the
care
history.
either.
Someone told me you're a professor of cabinets.
So have you done cabinets all your life? Or in carpentry? Let's
Yeah,
go.
when I was about 30 years ago, I started
Wow. And
making furniture.
When he was 2 years old.
what got you into that? Were you just wanted to, or was
No,
it just a
I didn't
job?
want to.
Or
I just went.
just went there for a job?
So my mate's family had a business.
Mm-hmm.
His dad would make the furniture, he would polish it, and his mum had the shop and sell it from there.
Right.
So I used to go and help him polishing it, and his dad said, "Can you give me a hand?" And then I ended up giving him a hand more and more, and that was it. It stuck.
Wow. So I suppose
That's
polishing. Is this a bit like Mr. Miyagi training, right?
Yeah, wax
polishing,
on, wax off.
Yeah, wax on.
Yeah.
You get used to the grain of the wood and how would react and things.
You're not used to the grain of wood. I can see by the way you're moving your hand.
What? This was wax on.
You could go with the grain.
This was
though.
sanding. This was the sand the floor, not wax off, sand the floor. It's two different directions. Have you not watched Karate Kid? Paint the fence. That's up and down. Sand the floor's inwards. Wax on, wax off is outwards.
Wax off and outwards.
Yeah, it's defensive. I think. Yeah, wax off.
For this session, I'm just going to go with the professional.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you're feeling the grain. You're waxing. You're waxing. This I'm doing doggy
You
paddle
kind of
here.
get to understand how it's built as well,
Yeah.
to a certain extent.
And then you actually started helping building.
Yes. And then, yeah,
So he was your Mr. Miyagi,
he was. Yeah.
and you were just making furniture out of bonsai wood.
Just really small.
Just really small
furniture.
things out of bonsai.
Yeah. Exactly.
What sort of stuff were you making with him?
All sorts of stuff. Yeah, wardrobes, tables, sideboard, all of, furniture. It's too long a list to just use your imagination.
How long would a list of furniture last?
Depends what it's on.
Do you get a 10-year warranty with
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I mean, if it was just on a bit of chewing gum, it ain't going to last that long.
So when did you feel like you were good enough after you'd been with Miyagi? You were good enough to actually go out on your own and make your own cabinets?
I can't remember.
No?
I really can't. It was... no.
So funny.
Has it been over 10 years?
What, with it, working with him?
Like working for yourself?
Oh, yeah, that's been well over 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was only a couple of years working with them.
Yeah.
2 or 3
Oh,
years,
wow.
maybe.
And then you just went solo?
Well, no, not initially. Well, yes, I did actually. Yeah, sorry.
So
Jim, can I just ask you a quick question? Has all that teak oil gone to your head?
No, I think it was all the copious amounts of Marlboro I used to smoke.
You've just lost him. It's like, yeah, I made some.
I think he needs a vape.
No, he's not allowed to
allowed,
vape.
really. Nick Lund.
So I want to know, you self-employed now, what made you kind of think, well, actually I can do this for myself instead of working for someone? Do you...
I don't know. I just did.
Wow.
And then, but I have gone back to work for other companies as well.
Okay.
So I've worked for that makes very fine furniture.
Yeah.
One place I worked for, they made furniture that was ridiculous prices for very
wow.
expensive places in London.
Right.
I was working there.
What sort of stuff was that?
I made my first job when I got there. It was I had to make a games cabinet for Bernie Ecclestone's daughter.
Oh yeah. Oh, they've got a lot of money.
She had a
Bernie
massive-
I own F1.
Yeah, she just
Ecclestone.
bought a house down the same road in London as all the embassies, and
Yeah.
from the house you could see the palace that Diana used to live in.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
And that games cabinet, I think they sold it to. It was £125,000.
What was it? Really?
It was huge. It was massive, and it was for video games.
Oh, right. It wasn't.
So it had.
Wasn't Snakes and Ladders?
No, it didn't.
the top.
It didn't have.
Or
It wasn't
chess
a
or anything?
compendium. No, it had. it was. But it was. It was black walnut.
Yeah.
With brass trims, and it was wrapped in this leather, which was like a dark cowhide with like a metallic lizard print all over it. And each hide was like £1,000 a piece.
Hang on. They got a cowhide. They printed lizard print on it.
They did, yeah.
They Miss Dr. Moreau's Island.
Yeah, it was quite a crazy. Yeah, we worked for them for a while, but
That's amazing. So
They're a
with
bit
this,
like a cult, though. That company, it was a bit weird. You know, they wanted you to work all week, and then if you didn't go to the work barbecue on the Sunday, you know, they were like you weren't popular.
oh no, you went
So
out.
I've been with you lot all week. I want to come on Sunday as well.
How much like, artistry can you put in? You know, if someone says to you know, like, look, I've got unlimited budget, make me a games cabinet. Will you put in loads of like marquetry in it and like flair and stuff?
Not on a limited budget, no.
No, unlimited budget.
Oh, unlimited
I said
budget.
unlimited. I'm Bernie Eccleston's daughter. Oh, hello, Jim with Monkey. I have an unlimited budget. And I want you to make me a games cabinet.
I just got a pile of drawings and I had to work out the cutting list, the wood order, and then you make it.
Could you put a games cartridge in the top and you can actually see the
There
console?
was lots of different compartments everywhere for different games consoles.
Amazing.
It had like all sorts of bits that.
So it was it was like a compendium.
It was a modern version.
Modern
I guess,
for the compendium.
So I guess, would it be right in thinking someone's ordering a bespoke piece of furniture
From me, yeah.
from you?
Yeah.
So you sit down with them, you go through what do you want the material to be?
Exactly.
Wood.
What do you want this? What funny.
Not always.
He's on a roll today, isn't he? So what kind of wood would you like? Do you want the wood from the Amazon? Do you want the wood from... I've got Malaysian wood table at home.
Have you?
Yeah, it was given to me.
What sort of wood is it?
Malaysian wood. Right.
Is that what it's called? Jim,
Well,
do you know about
I
Malaysian
don't
wood?
I don't, but I've got a friend who's Malaysian. He would.
She brought these over from Malaysia when she emigrated to England, and then she emigrated
Amazing.
back and she donated the table to me. And I saw those pieces when I went to Jamaica for holiday. We was in the hotel and it was exactly the same table.
Maybe she stole
So I
them.
know. No,
It's like, you know, so, no,
Like
it's
that.
SKATER.
Like taking
It's
home
so
a
heavy.
dressing gown.
Yeah, taking
or
home the
something.
slippers, dressing gown,
The
table.
thing
Table
is,
in the
it was
suitcase.
so heavy. This table is really heavy,
Yeah.
and she gave
They used to
me,
have unlimited luggage, like weight load, didn't they? You could like take the legs off.
No, it's definitely one of those things that you can't pull apart because it's proper wood. And she gave me a drinks cabinet to match with it, and it's absolutely beautiful. But
Nice.
what I'm more interested now than actually finding out from you. So someone wants something bespoke, and they say to you, right, I want this type of wood and blah blah blah. So you have to then go and research and purchase that, I guess.
Yeah.
And find out.
I'll go and buy the wood, machine it, make the piece of furniture, and yeah.
How do you choose the wood? Do you go to like a special? Is there a special wood guy that goes? I'll tell you what, I've got an amazing grain here. Come and have a look at this one.
There is places like that, yeah. But I generally these days don't get to use such people.
Such fancy woods.
So would you not be able to, as the artist, would you not be able to say, or would you not say, if I said to you, oh, actually, look, I want a cupboard built in my bedroom, but I don't know what it is I'm looking for. I just want something that opens and shuts. Would you then go back and think, well, actually, look, Sangita, use your imagination because I could do A, B, and C. It could look like this.
Hang on, Sangita, can you just can we just upgrade that to an awards cabinet? Yeah. So you're asking for an awards cabinet for your new Panic
You
Awards.
can usually tell though when a customer wants something standard, put it that way,
Okay.
or something a bit more special,
Right, okay,
and they'll let you know.
right.
Generally, I don't have to prompt anything
Right,
from people.
okay.
You know when to prompt, you know when not to. You know when someone just wants something cheap and functional, or or something fancy. You know the difference.
How do you know? What's your tells?
I'm not telling you.
Really? If they were,
Trade
It's
if
the
they're wearing
unlimited funding.
they come to you with a mahogany top hat on, and you're like, yes, okay, this is the guy.
Yeah, I mean, usually you're in their house, you can see what the kind of stuff they like.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
yeah.
the
Do you
easy
did you go around? You're like, listen, checking out the IKEA, and okay. I've got the measure of these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't like you wouldn't like my house. I mean, people must surprise you though. If it's like, you go around someone's house and they say, I want you to build me a mahogany panic room.
I've never had that.
No? You want a hardwood for a panic room?
You would really, but you'd probably want metal, wouldn't you?
It depends,
For a
doesn't it? It
panic
depends
room.
what you're getting attacked by.
Yeah.
And do you have a team? Are there people that you work like? Do you have people working for?
No, I don't have any staff.
You just do everything yourself?
Yeah.
And do you have like a workshop then?
Yes.
That
Yeah, Nick the other day thought I did it all at my house.
No, I thought you had a workshop at your house. Do you know what,
He
Jim?
thinks I make kitchens in my kitchen.
Do you know? I thought you had like.
You never know.
If I'm making a bed, I have to make it in my bedroom. It's sort of like
It's the
or else it doesn't
inspiration.
work. Yeah,
What I thought Jim lived in just an adult scale Sylvanian family house.
yeah, basically.
Different things in there.
Saws
It's
everywhere.
making them, and he puts little hearts. Puts little hearts in the back of all of his chairs.
The dust is a nightmare.
So going on that, then, did you build your own furniture at home then?
I have quite a lot of my own furniture at home. Yeah,
Wow.
some of it's built quickly for function. Some of it's a bit nicer,
Ah.
Like the panic room.
like the panic room. Yeah,
So, and what Jim hasn't actually told you, he says he does it on his own. He's got a team of beavers and a team of woodpeckers as well that work for him.
Lovely.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to pay them. They haven't unionised yet, have they? They will do one day.
Workers' rights.
Exactly,
Send them
yeah.
our way.
Yeah. What do you do? What do you use for fine work?
what do you mean?
Because woodpeckers are great for the holes, aren't they? Beavers are great for
weevils.
Weevils.
Yeah.
Woodworm. They can really get in there and smooth it out.
Little mouth.
Do you know about civet cats?
What?
Civet cats.
No.
So civet cats are these cats that eat coffee beans, but they'll only eat really, really good ripe coffee beans.
The actual cats.
Yeah, the actual cats. So people follow these civet cats around and they collect their poo up. And then the civet cat coffee is supposed to be the best coffee because the civet cats are so fussy about what coffee beans they
I
eat.
have heard about them. I didn't know they were cats.
Yeah, I think they're called civet cats. Yeah, so, it's
Like the Civic Centre.
No, not civic, like civet.
Oh, civet.
Yeah, like Britvic. A bit like Britvic,
right.
civet.
Okay, civet.
Civet cats. And, they're
Like a strainer.
well, yeah, I think they'll have to wash them before
You
they
have
make
to
the
sieve
coffee out. Later, yeah, that's
That's
why
why
they're
they
called
call it
civet.
civet,
Yeah, you have
yeah.
to sieve it afterwards.
Yeah.
But, it's
I
useful
would
getting
never
animals.
give a cat caffeine. That would be...
Oh, mate, they'd be so wired.
Yeah.
They'd be mad, wouldn't they? But that's what is useful. There's a long history of animals helping humans.
There is.
Adam's just done a fact check just to make sure I'm not mad. Yeah, see, look, a civet.
Nice.
Civet, innit?
I knew there was something about people eating poo coffee, but I didn't know it was a cat.
Yeah, see, so like your beavers
Oh
and
my
stuff,
God,
they
they
could
are
get famous.
beautiful looking though.
Yeah?
Oh wow, they are really
It's so
cat is-
beautiful, I drunk its poo.
Oh, I don't know about that. See, look, I'm a coffee drinker. I hope this is just normal coffee here,
It's
Adam.
not cat poo coffee.
No,
No
that's
caffeine coffee for me, please.
That's Lorca. That's Lorca coffee. Don't ask no questions.
Well, it tastes great. That's all I'm going to
Actually,
say.
did you know that Adam's brother runs a coffee company?
That coffee
No
comes
way.
through Adam's brother.
It does. Literally
Through him.
Oh my days.
Let's talk about art. Shall we talk about art?
Yeah.
Not only are you an expert cabinet maker, much like Jesus, you also make art as well, much like Picasso.
Okay, I do occasionally, yeah.
Yeah, which I love because sometimes I think, is it like you see a bit of wood and you just see something in it, because you've been making like these skulls and things
I
like
did go through a little run of making skulls, yeah. I'd get bits of... Normally you throw away the bits with the knots in. You can't have that in the furniture. But I'm tight. I don't throw much away.
I love that.
I
Get the offcuts.
picked up one of these knots. I thought, it looks like a skull. So I carved it into a skull. And then I got on a bit of is there any more? And I
Jim, I don't think
It's
you are
more.
not doing this justice, right? Sangita, imagine this is like a quite a nice like plank of wood, right?
No, they're actually quite small, all of them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
okay.
have to show you
I'll-
a picture. It's
yeah.
the easy way.
Jim, you're downplaying your art a bit because you're saying, "Oh, I've just seen these skulls," but these are like works of art. There is like
Thank you.
It's like a plank with like this beautiful
Yeah, it's a-
relief skull
It's
coming
a
out.
lump of black walnut, which is one of my favourite woods. It's got a beautiful grain. And then, I'd carve it so the eyeball was the knot. So the socket, I carved that out hollow and then make the skull around that.
And had you been smoking anything when you look at these planks and you're like, I can see this,
Probably, yeah.
I can see a little skull in there. I'm going to release the
See,
skull.
so if you look at most wood grain, you can see pictures in it all over, especially especially like pine. You see all the knots everywhere. You see little faces. All the time. I'm always finding faces in wood because I get my wood comes in hairy. You got to plane it smooth,
Hairy.
rough. It's kind of hairy wood.
Is that what they call it?
No, I do.
I love it. I love it. Hairy wood.
It is. It's kind of hairy.
Yeah.
But so you plane it so it's smooth, like wood you're used to seeing. And when you get through that layer that you can't really see, and then there's all sorts of beautiful stuff in there.
So you to recognise all that beautiful stuff that's in there. I mean, someone like myself who's not that creative, I wouldn't.
But I'm
think
sure that
anything
if
of
you
it.
looked at something beautiful, you'd recognise it was beautiful, wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
but in your world, you get rid of that top layer.
Yeah.
So what I guess I'm trying to find out is, did you have to learn that? Do you learn this somewhere where they say, oh, this piece of wood is this, or...
I don't know, because I meet a lot of woodworkers that don't actually recognise the beauty of wood.
That's what I was
Well,
trying to get
they're
to.
looking for structure and strength.
I don't even
and stuff.
know. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
they're just, and it shocks me every time. I think, how can you not, like, because I'll say, like, I'll pick up, playing in a bit of wood, and you go, God, wow, look at the grain. It's so beautiful. And some of it, it's sort of like, it dances in the light a bit as you move it around.
Oh,
And
wow, look
I'll
at
be
that
like
passion.
sitting there looking at, and show it to the other bloke, and he's like, yeah, whatever.
You're like, I'm going to save this. I'm going to get this little skull in this.
I'm
Or
like, well, this can't go on that.
Oh, wow.
one of my best friends actually is a luthier who makes guitars.
Oh, nice.
And he really he has to go and look. He goes to the special bloke who's got the book match bits
All
with
the
the grain
beautiful bits
on.
of veneer,
And he is like, look at the pattern on this, and that's what he wants. He wants
And
something
they-
really amazing.
Get enthused about these beautiful,
Yeah, I say sometimes I say it's a bit like a wood pervert because
that's
he'll
quite-
be in
that
there
is
stroking bits
absolute-
of wood
yeah.
and rubbing teak oil on to see the grain come out.
Yep.
Oh,
And he
wow.
says, and it's like magic, like you get
It
a
is.
normal bit of wood and you
It's a
rub some
wonderful thing.
Danish oil.
It
what
never
is
gets old.
Yeah,
You know,
really.
even after all this time, I can see a bit of, like, oh, that's lovely.
So how long does it normally take you to make pieces? I'm sure things vary.
Oh, they
but-
do vary a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
and I don't know how long it would
How
take.
long's a
That's
piece of
what-
wood?
That's why my quotes are usually, I usually go, like, luck out on quoting for furniture, because every time you make something bespoke, it's an experiment and you don't really know how long. So
Sangita, you probably enjoyed some of Jim's furniture because he made the bar at Hotbox.
I didn't only make the bar at Hotbox.
He made the bumps.
I made pretty much most of the interior.
Oh, but-
Yeah, the bar, the
gosh.
DJ stand, the stage. Did all the stuff around the walls, which isn't that exciting. All the soundproofing on the front of the building, and
But what people probably won't
those
realise,
beer pumps, the lovely beer pumps.
Yeah.
and yeah,
if you look at the beer pumps, they're made out of stacked
they're all
skateboards.
Skateboards.
You're amazing.
And if you, what you people probably don't appreciate when they go in how beautiful the bar is. But if you step back and have a look at it, it is
You ever
really
notice
beautiful.
One of the beer pumps is actually a fully functioning game of Connect 4 made from
Yes.
old skateboards.
Wow.
No one ever plays it either.
It's got little counters, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
little
made out of
counters and
skateboards.
everything. You lift it up, they'll fall out. It's,
Oh my God, who would have thought? Next time I go in there, I will
Have a
be having
game.
a
But
look.
But this is what you
I
get
will
with
have a
what you
look.
get with Jim Rands, the wood monkey. Just like this added value of like thinking of like how making things better, right? Beyond the functional.
make it fun.
Make it fun, exactly. Make it
fun.
beautiful, make it fun.
Like a skateboard.
Make
Still,
it solid.
Still supplying fun when it's dead.
Brilliant.
Wow.
And also the bar at Radio City, which I can say is strong enough to hold my weight.
Yeah, it is strong.
Because I've stood on the top of it singing a song.
I did quite a bit in Radio
Wow.
City as well. That bar was only supposed to be temporary, though. That's why it's temporary, like 3 years later still. But we're going to make it nicer again soon. We've got some work to do on that.
Wow.
In fact, I'm just making a load of tables and benches for the Radio City beer garden that's opening soon.
Oh, wow.
So all of the, you think like when you go into these places, you think actually an artisan here, Jim Rands, has made all of this stuff. It's not just going down B&Q and buy some things. This
You
is
know what?
bespoke.
Until today, I would never have questioned like who made this in Hotbox.
No.
I would never have thought about it. I go into Hotbox from the first day I walked in there. I fell in love with the place.
It's a cool
It's
place.
very, very authentic. It just reminded me of being somewhere abroad
Yeah.
and not being in the UK. So when I looked around, I looked at the decor, and it's just so nice,
It's a
so
feast
rustic,
for the eyes,
it's
isn't it?
beautiful.
The bar's a big
But
part
to
of that,
think-
isn't it?
Exactly. But to think that I'm sitting next to the person that's kind of designed it and made it, it's that like that's just phenomenal.
I know.
Absolutely,
Absolute legend. But he's the
brilliant.
unsung
Wow.
hero. My dad lives in a medieval house.
Does he?
And all the beams have like this
the old carpenter's marks on them
little
and stuff.
carpenter's marks. It's
Yeah,
got
I
a
love
little
seeing
leaf
that.
at the end
Yeah.
on all the beams. And so how old is that? It's like 900 years
I love
old or
that.
something.
I love seeing the old
And you
tool
think,
marks as
yeah.
well from someone 500 years ago. You know,
Wow,
you think,
that's-
look at
yeah.
that. They were there doing that.
So how long did it take you to do Hotbox? Was it like
I don't know.
months
That
or
was
a
like
year? Or?
that was God knows. It was just they just
Wow.
called me because they had a skateboard shop in there. So
That's right, yeah.
got connected being a skateboarder, and then it just happened.
Do you make your own skateboards?
No.
Oh.
I did make a skateboard once, actually, in
Did
school.
you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Was that pre?
I have made some other skateboards out of hardwood.
Right.
Was that
But they're not
pre-polishing?
like the trick ones. They were just more for...
Oh, nice. Was that pre-polishing before you'd done your wax on, wax off
That
on
was, yeah,
Miyagi?
but that was when I was at school.
So that was like pretty much like the first thing that got you excited about wood, was it?
Yeah, maybe. I remember like, as a kid driving past guards when they're at the Army and Navy.
I
and
love
that
guards.
smell of that timber as I'd always loved that. And
Mate, I've spent many a happy
I
hour with
actually
guards
wanted to,
smelling wood.
when I was younger, I didn't really know what I wanted to be. I think at one point I thought I wanted to be an artist, and I went to art college, and I didn't stay there very long because it was full of shit.
You're a rebel. You can't do that. You can't do art college. You just got to do your own thing, haven't
That's
you?
why I left. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, it's not.
But your
for me.
knowledge
This
is phenomenal for someone who didn't do academia in
And when I
that
always
subject.
liked drawing and painting and stuff like that, but they wouldn't let me do art at school either. That was like my favourite subject. They wouldn't let me do it.
Why?
I was a little ish.
It's trouble, isn't he? They're like, stick him in woodwork.
Well, to be honest, if you think about it, had they let you do art, maybe you wouldn't have been a little issue because you would have enjoyed that lesson and you would have got on
still
with it.
been a little
Wouldn't
shade.
you?
Yeah, definitely. Like they'd call it ADHD or something. Now. Like you get a moniker these days, but back when I was a kid, you just sort of you're just a pain in the arse.
Yeah, the pain.
Yeah.
What else can you remember, like on your wood journey? Was that skateboard really like the first thing you made, or did you do other things in woodwork?
No, I would have done various things. Like I said, I've always liked making things out and that sort of stuff.
So, what, like a tinkerer? Like, were you like a whittler and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Did you used to make like swings in the woods and things like
We
that?
used to make swords.
Yeah,
You know, when you're a little kid, 2 bits of wood,
love it.
nail it together, hit your mates.
And when you were
Oh,
you were
man.
skateboarding, were you making ramps and jump
course.
ramps and stuff?
Yeah.
And I bet everyone was like, "Oh my god, you're like."
No,
You're
they
good at
were,
this.
they were terrible.
Really?
But they worked, you know?
Because that was my first foray into realizing, oh my god, you can actually do skill. Right, this skill, you've got to look at a plan and
making
and
ramps
measure
is
things.
It's kind of difficult, actually, thinking about it. I've made a couple.
I think
Half pipes.
it's so important to get the transition, the curved bits.
That's the tricky
right.
bit. Yeah.
And that is that there's real like
There is
geometry
methods
to
to
that.
it. Yeah. There's ways to do that, but yeah, it's a complicated thing.
Did you ever make a skate ramp out of fancy wood?
No, what would be the point?
Well, rich people.
Yeah.
Bernie Eccleston's daughter. I want a half
She
pipe.
wasn't a skateboarder.
Yeah, but maybe she just wanted one just in case Tony Hawk came round.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And then be like, oh, have a go on my ebony skate
Ebony
ramp.
Macassar ramp. Yeah. I've always wanted to make a coffee table book, you know, of like the badly drawn
Yeah.
or the badly drawn penis, you know, and go all around the world because they're everywhere. People draw them everywhere, don't they?
Some of the first
And
art.
I want to go and like photograph them. I watch a lot of urbex on YouTube, and every time they're in one of these old abandoned buildings, there's on everywhere.
Oh,
but
wow.
yeah, it would make a great book. Go tour the world,
And then take
photographing badly drawn
photographs.
and then make a book.
I'll tell you what, Jim Rands, if you look at sculpture,
You're going to sponsor me to do it.
I will do. But if you look at sculpture and oil paintings and granite sculptures through the ages,
Yeah.
oh my god, the penises are done with so much detail.
Yeah.
No one has ever seen a fanny because they're just like, I don't know, just I don't know. But oh, penis, oh look at this, oh yeah, the foreskin's cut slightly pulled back and it's veiny, and you know the external meatus is done with such intricacy. You know, it's interesting, isn't it?
It is.
Back in the day, like I don't think anyone had actually seen naked women.
That's because they were too busy sculpting it.
Graniting.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
What are we here to talk about?
Creativity.
Oh, yeah.
Mate, there's a lot of creativity.
There certainly is.
How do you protect your fingers?
Don't talk about that kind of thing.
Is that an illegal chat for?
Yeah, I don't like to talk about
no.
fingers.
I was going to say, like, you know, like every sort of, you know, if you go to J Guards or you go to a butcher's, there's always someone with a finger missing.
No,
gosh.
that's enough.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Let's
too
talk
close
about
to home.
fingers.
Is that one of your
I've
fears?
other friends in woodwork, you know, they'll send you a picture. Look, I've done him like that. And then they'll phone you up and go and explain how. And I'm like, no, don't, because I've just got to go and start that same machine up again in a minute, and I'll be just thinking about it all the time.
It's a very dangerous creative practice, isn't it, working at that scale?
Yeah. Sharp, spinny metal things.
That's why you use the beavers now. Beavers are safer, aren't they?
Well, not when you piss them off.
And they unionise.
Yeah, and they'll draw on your dam.
Oh, my days. Wow.
Jim Rands. I don't want to keep saying Jim Rands. It's a nice name to say, isn't it?
It is.
What are your favourite woods?
Black walnut.
Black walnut. So that's the one you make your skulls out of?
Yeah, I've done other skulls, I think, out of other woods, but it seems to be the knot works. I love the grain on black walnut.
Is that an English wood?
No, it's North American.
Oh, so that's an imported wood?
Yeah.
Where do they grow it?
North America.
Yeah, that's a pretty big place.
Yeah.
That's Canada and the United States of America and Alaska.
I don't know. I could look it up. I probably knew it. There's lots of information goes in and out of my head to take place of other information.
I've been to North America. I saw the world's biggest tree.
I think it's in the northeast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Northeast.
Not too high up because that's too cold for that kind of tree, but you'll get better softwoods up that end of the. Because if you want like that's softwood.
Mm. He's pointing at Sangita's trophy.
Nothing.
He's saying that's softwood.
For a conifer, that's where conifers used for that wood. But hardwood is trees with leaves that aren't needles.
Oh.
Deciduous, when they lose their leaf in the autumn, that's a hardwood tree, basically, like oak, walnut, maple, beech, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Other favourite woods, I love the smell of cedar.
Yeah. What does cedar smell like? Is it sweet?
Yeah, it's lovely. And
do you think if we blindfolded you now and got some woods out, you'd be able to tell what they were?
Probably, yeah.
We're not going to do it.
I know.
Because it's not very good for an audio podcast.
But you know what? That would be amazing.
I'd love to. Sangita, Jim, shut your eyes.
I'd love to.
Shut your eyes. Sangita, hold that award under his nose.
Please.
Spruce.
He can smell it from that distance.
I want to find some more bits of wood.
You need to cut them fresh to be able to smell it properly.
Which woods are best to work with? Like, if you're making a cabinet.
It depends what you're making.
Yeah.
I mean, black walnut's lovely to work. Oak's really nice to work with. Beech is nice to work with. Maple's nice to work with. It's very hard. Tulip wood, I always use that for painted stuff.
Tulip wood.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful tree. It's a shame to cut them down.
It's a poplar tree, in fact. It's not a tulip at all, which is a flower. But tulip wood's good. It's another North American one. Sometimes you find like lead shot and hunting bullets in it.
Oh, wow.
Do you really?
The Americans have been shooting animals, maybe each other.
Do
you remember that? Remember that huge bit of wood at the Natural History Museum that's on the stairs?
Beautiful, that,
and then you go and you count the rings.
That's from a sequoia, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a sequoia, and it says, "Oh, here's the Battle of Hastings." And
so there was a chap out in Heybridge, and he like cuts down trees and does all the wood and stuff. And he had a piece in his yard that he'd done a very similar thing. It went back hundreds of years. It's amazing. He also buys like when a tree falls, like an old oak tree falls, he'd buy them if they'd been in the background of a Constable painting.
Oh,
so he'd like buy trees from Constable
celebrity trees.
Wow. They're amazing, yeah.
Wow. It's a bit like the Sycamore Gap tree that, being in Robin Hood and stuff. It was horrible. It made me want to cry. But that's amazing. Like this is like, it must have been like a sapling in Constable time.
No, that wasn't that long ago, was it?
Constable.
Oak trees live 1,000 years.
You know why Constable's Haywain picture is called Haywain?
I've stayed in that cottage in the Haywain picture.
What, Willie Lott's cottage?
Yes.
Did you really stay in Willie Lott's cottage?
I did.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Can I tell you? Do you know why it's called Haywain?
Because of the cart.
Yeah, the cart.
Yeah.
The boys go, "Hey Wayne! Hey Wayne!
Can't park there."
Good old Essex painting that one, isn't it?
I love proper Essex.
Hey Wayne, good old Constable. I reckon you could get conned with a celebrity tree. If someone said that,
no, because you'd be able to tell.
How?
Well, I mean, trees have got their own like.
Oh, so he has to see when it's fallen down.
Yeah,
he has to go to the site of it falling.
He would have probably seen the tree in the painting, obviously, gone to the spot, see which trees still exist, and then waits for it to die.
or hammers a rusty nail into it and walks off
another
casually.
Thing he does, actually, funny enough. He'd go to not kill trees on purpose, but he'd inject some fruit trees with mycelium of certain different types of fungus into the trees, inject them in there, let them grow, and it creates all these crazy patterns through the grain and stuff like
Oh,
that.
how long does that take?
wow.
Years.
I bet.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So this is mushrooms growing inside the trees and
More or
and
less,
fungus.
yeah, like a fungus. But yeah, it just goes through and it creates all these beautiful patterns in the grain.
Wow.
Interesting guy.
Who would have thought?
And then what do you do? Plane that and then
And you cut it open and it's in there, yeah.
I'm going to ask a really silly question.
No question is silly.
Trees, they actually fall down automatically. I always thought that people had to cut trees.
Some trees fall on their own.
fall down automatically.
No, that's
There's a little button on the bottom of the side.
And like I said, it was maybe a stupid question. But in my head, I just looked at trees that are very strong things, apart from the skinny little diddly ones that, might be able to, you can push them over. But I look at trees and I think, when you just said fallen trees, I'm thinking, what? Trees actually fall down when they're ready?
Yeah.
Well, they die, don't they?
They rot out. Yeah. Well, funny enough, oak trees, when they get old and hollow and look all frail, they're actually more stable than the younger ones that have all their wood.
Wow.
Why is that?
Because they've got less, like
less weight.
Less weight, more flex. You know, it's.
Wow. I'm so shocked.
When how long does a tree live for?
Well, it depends on the tree, but an oak can be about 1,000 years, can't it? There's some trees that are like 5,000 years old.
Now I saw
like the bristle cones in North America, the pine trees over there, they're like 5,000 years old. And there's yew trees around England that are like 2,000 or 3,000 years old as well.
Wow,
beautiful. Usually in churchyards.
Wow, that is a wow.
Why do they put yew trees in churchyards?
That's all to do with there's various reasons. There's certain reasons to do with like sort of folklore about trees, and also because yew trees are poisonous, so they'd put them in the churchyard so like local cattle, like farmers' cattle, wouldn't eat them.
Oh,
Because they don't want them digging stuff up.
But there is old stuff that goes back years ago about like Celt stuff and.
So how do you know how old a tree is? Like, can you look at a tree and think, okay, that's a few
You
hundred
could guess
years
some
old?
of them, but usually they say it's an inch a year.
Okay.
So let's say an oak tree.
Yeah.
For an oak tree, it's about an inch a year. So if you go around the circumference, I think it's like waist height.
Yeah.
And then you count the inches, and that will give you a rough estimate.
Wow.
Otherwise, you've got to cut it down and count the rings. See
Right,
the rings?
inside that, because that's
You
what
see, Sankey, this is amazing. When you get the wood grain, you count the rings, and sometimes you can see there's a thicker ring when the weather's been
That's
better.
when it's been a good hot year.
Been good hot year, and then there's a
hot and
thinner
wet.
ring.
Yeah.
No
when it's
way.
been a harder time, and you can see if there's been maybe a fire or like something, they can
Yeah, you can see
you can
it.
see it on the rings.
That's
How
why
fascinating.
when they grow the spruce trees and stuff like that in the northern, like Sweden or like Norway or Canada, they're stronger because the rings are closer together. So
Wow.
But if they're like quick grown and the rings are far apart, it's soft and a bit rubbish. Which is the stuff you get in B&Q.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that the bit?
Yeah, that's
the
why
bits that fall
that's why
apart?
we go to J Guards.
Guards are all right.
I love
actually,
Guards, man. They really look after me.
I actually went to Guards today to get some architrave.
Did you do some good sniffing?
No, I didn't sniff anything in there. No. I got
Did you
chucked out
actually
last
do
time.
that? Did
No,
you?
I
You
don't
got
know,
chucked
I
out?
don't-
No.
Sometimes actually there is in Brooks in Danbury, they've got like some sample bits on the side, and one of their little piles is cedar. I don't use cedar very often, so when I'm in there, I do pick one up and have a little quick sniff.
That's why Jim got banned. He's got a photo up by the girl and say, "Don't let this man in."
Don't let the wood sniffer.
I love that. Oh my God, a wood sniffer. Wow. Well, yeah.
But I mean, the Japanese, they'd use cedar in furniture for keeping their clothes in because it keeps away insects and like fungal
moths.
stuff.
Moths don't like cedar.
So in the inside, it's usually oh god, my brain's fried.
Moths. Moths.
I'm trying to think of the type of tree, but
Cedar. So fun.
I'm so
Sankita, do you know what?
fascinated.
We recorded a podcast before when you were on holiday before,
Oh,
and it was so funny. And Jim didn't want to put it out because he felt he hadn't represented himself artistically enough because, he'd been a bit, he'd downplayed his skill a bit. So this is why I'm pushing a bit more, for the art. And I did that big restart earlier because I want to make sure that was
correct.
in the
Yeah,
section.
hang on a minute.
I'm just absorbing all this, like different woods, and you can smell woods, and then you can know the difference. And I'll be honest, I didn't think trees fell. Like I said, for me, I always thought they were cut.
Yeah, they might get struck by lightning, might have a disease.
I-
might get hit by a car.
Yeah.
So
Or a Sangita in the wind. You know, I was at the garage on Beehive Lane at a petrol station in the wind, and I heard a massive and like a whole massive branch of, you know, like a huge branch of a tree fell off. It was amazing. It made such a good noise.
So what does that mean then?
What?
Where
Sorry,
it's
I'm
just
looking up a
dropped
type of tree.
in the middle of like the weather, and this tree, does it mean it's a very weak tree because it's ready to just
it
go?
It might have had an insect attack. They might have eaten out the inside. Might have got struck by lightning. Might have rotted.
Right.
Just 'cause stuff decays, doesn't it? We all
Wow.
Dutch elm disease.
Dutch elm disease.
Processionary caterpillars.
Yeah. Wow. Do you know that elms in Brighton didn't get touched by that because the beetle that sort of spreads the Dutch elm disease, it couldn't get over the South Downs because it only flies at a certain height.
Oh, wow.
So in Brighton, there's still a few old original elms there.
Wow.
Jim, is there anything else you want to talk about wood related that we haven't touched on?
Not that I could think of.
I think before, what were we talking about? We were talking about petrified wood.
Yes, we were.
Yeah. Have you ever worked with petrified wood?
No, it's too hard.
It's too hard.
Yeah.
You could get like a tungsten carbide saw or something.
You could, but I haven't got one.
So no one's ever made anything with petrified wood?
Of course they have.
What?
I don't know, I haven't, but someone must have. Petrified wood's been around for thousands of years.
Yeah, but what if I said to you, I want a petrified wood panic room?
Then you'd have to go somewhere else.
On your bike. As you know.
You couldn't afford a petrified wood panic room.
I could.
No, you couldn't.
We would. We get in your van. We get down to the Natural History Museum
I
at
haven't got
night.
a van.
We take the big one outside
We have to
there.
borrow
we use
Adam's van. Yeah.
Yeah, we take Adam's van. We'd cover up the Lorca Media thing on the side.
Yeah.
It would just say
Petrified
Orca.
wood panic rooms.
Oh, I love it.
Honestly, you're safe. We're always safe
You're
with
safe
petrified wood.
Yeah.
As soon as Hollywood, Hollywood A-listers get on that, they're all going to want it.
They will.
It's better than a diamond one.
A diamond panic room.
Yeah, people can see through that. They can see you panicking.
He's obsessed with panic rooms, isn't he?
I'm just thinking, like,
because
what
of
do
the
people want to
panic
be?
awards.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
the
panic
panic awards.
awards. It's like
Still in his
subliminally
head.
in his head. Yeah. They should do the panic awards in a panic room.
They should. Yeah, they should do.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
We're going to wrap up now because we've got guests too here.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, you just want to check me out. No, it's fine.
I just wanted to check
can
whether
we
you talked
know-
about everything you wanted to talk about.
I don't know.
Oh, hang on.
I was awake till gone 4 last night. I don't know what's going on
What,
today.
sniffing cedar?
Yes.
Just a cedar
I
pillow.
was actually in your room. You smell different when you're awake.
You've got a wife made out of cedar, haven't you? You've got a cedar wife that you put in your bed.
Oh, my days.
Just to address stuff with cedar shavings.
How do we get hold of you? What's the name of your business?
It's just my name.
Really?
Jim Rands.
Jim's Rand.
I did have a name for a business once, but it was misleading.
What was it?
It was Oakaholics. And people thought you just made stuff out of oak. So
Alcoholics Anonymous.
like my late friend, we used to make a lot of stuff for him, and he was absolutely set. Everything had to be oak. And I used to work with this Scouse fella as well, and Marcus is going around going, "Oh, they do have oak. And hard day he goes, "You're an alcoholic, you are, Marcus." And I thought that's a great
That's
name
a
for a
great
company,
name.
but people then forget that you use black walnut,
Yeah,
you use
that's
maple,
right.
so
Yeah.
they just think you use oak. So
Just take a different van.
I haven't got a van.
You can have a van for each wood.
Oh, I love that.
If people want to get into like making things out of wood,
Yeah.
how would you start? What would you? What's your cabinet making starter pack?
How would you get into making?
How would you get used to like working with wood, or getting your first nice piece of wood to work with?
That's a really tricky one, to be honest. I think, obviously, you've got the whole internet available to us these days, which we didn't when I was a lad. And
could you pick up a tree that's sort of fallen over and just start?
that's really not that easy. You need special types of saws to be able to machine that lumber and to make it into something workable. You're better off
Is
letting
it illegal? Like, say
it
there
can
was
be illegal if you
Yeah.
steal a tree.
right.
Yeah. But I reckon to go to a good timber yard and tell them what you want to make, they'll guide you on there, but you need tools.
Do they still do design technology?
Yeah, at school. Yeah, they love it. Yeah,
Because I remember
But
that. I made a pencil case.
they've got
Did you?
better things now. They've got like CNC milling machines and computer controlled
Have they?
things, and it's wicked. I wish I'd had that when I was at school.
Was never
Could have made
there
some wicked
anyway,
art.
so they could have had anything.
All right. Well, Jim, you're an
you.
inspiration to the next next generation of cabinet makers.
There's not many generations of cabinet makers anymore.
There
It's
are,
a dying
mate,
trade.
Mate, you can't digitize a cabinet.
Yeah, you can just go
You can't-
online. People
no.
go, you just,
AI can't make a
someone wants
cabinet.
a chest of drawers, they go online. Someone wants a table, they go online. Anything, they just go online. They never think to go to the cabinet maker until there's an alcove in their house that they can't find anything that fits in. Then they call you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
amazing.
Bernadette Grison's daughter wants a games compendium
Yeah, but she
and
didn't call me. She called the people I worked for.
an ebony half pipe. All right, Sangita, what do you think? Are you tempted to start mucking around and doing some woodwork?
I'm not tempted to do it myself, but I'm absolutely tempted to get Jim in to my house. I have a look at the bits of wood that I have got, and then actually I'd love a cabinet.
Are you going to sniff your table when you get home?
Do you know what? I might just
Have a
do
little
that.
scratch and sniff.
Oh,
give it a
yeah, I
little
might
rub.
just do
It
that
might
now
smell. Who
because I
knows?
am fascinated.
Wicked. All right, that's good. I love it. I get I get some wood from. I make trophies for my brother's ultra marathon, and it's made out of utile. Is it called utile?
Util.
Util.
I think it's
Utile.
African wood, isn't
Utile,
it?
yeah.
Utile. I
Oh my
don't
God.
speak
Wow.
African, so I'm not.
It smells gorgeous as
Does
well.
it?
And I love oiling it. I put
See, he loves
I put
sniffing wood as well.
God.
Secret wood
Yeah.
sniffer.
I was going to say,
No,
look.
honestly, I put so much. And I love rubbing the teak oil on it and seeing the grain come out and do about 3 or 4 layers on it. It's so
Nick,
beautiful.
stop telling us about when you rub your wood.
He had to lower the tone, didn't he? Thank you. Oh, thank you very much for listening to Are You Creative podcast with me, Nick and Sangita, and our guest, Jim Rands. And you can follow us on r.u.creative.podcast. We had a question through from Lloyd, who's a loyal listener, and Lloyd Rhodes Doon, and he said, Sangita, have you tried anything that you've learnt about? Yeah, on the podcast. Have you tried any creative things?
Do you know what? I can't answer that just here, right? I'd have to think about it.
Oh, is it a
Sorry, I've
secret?
just
Yeah,
got
Lloyd,
mine.
sorry, it's a secret, mate.
Sorry, no.
Sangita's going to come
I'll
out
tell
with...
you what I have done.
Wait for fall winter,
No,
25.
No, hold on. Let's. What I have done, I've gone to poetry.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
So I've started to look at poetry.
Oh, yeah, because we're going to try and get you up on stage, aren't we?
Well, I don't know about that, but I've
With
started-
Leon.
Leon
Yeah.
absolutely inspired me for the poetry.
As long as he didn't inspire you to join a cult, that's all right.
well, I'm thinking of creating one.
Oh, we got to thank Law Comeda again because we're in Law Comeda Studios. It's brilliant
money in
here.
cults.
Absolutely.
What's that?
There's good money in cults.
We go and
Start a
build
cult.
one then.
I might do.
You build it, I'll run it.
Cool.
Yes, we could do
The
that.
Cedar cult.
The
Yeah.
Cedar coal.
Come and
I
have a
love
sniff.
that. Oh, yes. You see?
All right, we're going to go now.
All right.
Thanks,
See you
Jim.
later.
Bye.
Bye.
Go and sniff some cedar.
Thank you. Take care. Oh my God.
Thank you.
That was fascinating.